it will cover 40% of your syllabus. I can assure you. Before we discussing the audit, we should know about the assurance also. I will come to later that point. Technical session I will come to later. Okay. So I have asked one question, what you know about audit? So no one has answered me. Only simple answer I got from one person. Yeah, we audit finance statements. So then how the audit from whatever another. Audit from already know that. Okay. Then we will move on to the discussion. Before discussing the audit, I just want to discuss our practical example. I want to discuss our practical example, and after that we will move on to audit chapter. Let's assume you are now going to apply your CV for a vacancy. It is the simple example. You are now going to apply for a vacancy through your CV. By sending your CV, now you are going to apply for a vacancy. Let's say you apply John Holding. Okay, John Holding accountant vacancy, one of the companies accountant vacancy, you are now going to apply by sending your CV. Now you are going to apply for a accountant vacancy by sending your CV. Clear? HR has put an advertisement. Through that advertisement, by sending the CV, you are going to apply for that vacancy. It's in here, HR. Now you clear this main part is the number, okay? HR and you. You have sent your CV to HR. After this one, okay? Now, in your CV, what are the things you will mention? Practical question. In your CV, what are the information you should include? One of the qualifications. What else? If you have experience, those informations also you should put there. What else? Your personal informations. What else? Education qualification. Get reference. Reference. Yeah. That reference must be related or non-related. Non. Non-related reference. Okay. That also you should include. Why? We should include this non-related reference. What's the purpose of including that non-related reference? Independent. Okay, fine. I'm not asking about audit side. Why you can mention your parents or your friends or your relatives name there? Why you should mention non-related? I'm not asking you technical things. I will come to later. Those solid things. First, you should understand this part of it. And why are in what are you the other revision? Then where is he? Non-related to then they make it another not okay. Where can where very in another non-related within another. Not very in then. I want to put the JK Charia. And now I'm parents on the phone. Right? What are the things HR will ask about you from that NR non-related results? Okay, non-related that non-related reference person. What are from non-related reference person? What are the things? What are the informations normally HR will ask? Basically, your work quality, work experience, how you dealing with your subordinates, your knowledge about the technical matters, those type of things. Normally they ask no. Or your personal information are there. HR will ask those questions, and he will get answer from non-related. Okay. So why he should ask, HR should ask those questions from him instead of related party or from you. Already you have been interviewed. Some information they might have got. Then why he should ask from another party about you, your work quality, your work experience? What's the purpose? And especially non-related party. Why? Because related parties may tell lies. It's simple like a technical one. Wagon monorail both Muruta and Genoa. A series in Dana friendly about then monorail non-related party in Anna, reliable compared to related parties information. That's why normally it just asks opinions from independent person. It means non-related person. Why? In order to enhance the reliability. Okay. Point is, in order to enhance the confidence level about you or enhance the reliability on you. Already they have gone through your series, your results sheet, previous workplace experience sales. So the information they might have got from you also by asking certain questions. Or you might have sometimes through exam paper also they might have evaluated. Okay. So through these methods, they have evaluated your capability of that particular position. Okay. Apart from that, they will ask certain questions from this person, this independent person. Why? To enhance the reliability on your experience and work quality. Okay. To increase his work confidence level on you. That's why this independent party will come to the picture. Clear? The same theory keep in your mind and apply to audit. Okay. Same theory keep in your mind and apply to audit. So I ask one question: what you know about audit? If someone asks you, explain about the audit, what are the things you may tell? I ask one question. So one answer I have received: audit is related to financial statement. Okay, fine. Audit is related to financial statement. Okay, that's correct. Audit is related to financial statement. Who prepared this financial statement? All prepare. Just tell who prepared this financial statement? Accountant, finance department. Who is responsible for this financial statement? Find responsibility. Therefore, accountant prepares. After that, finance controller review. After that, CFO check. Okay, final. Who will sign this financial statement? Any person. Who is responsible for entire finance department? Call the head. Organization and call the head. It is not the organization who is leader. In other terms, directors. Okay, finance director will sign the financial statements. What are the running? CSA ing around Balana, all own company finance statement, finance audited financials. Financial director will sign the financial statements. So, in general terms, we can say directors. Board of directors. Okay. Let's assume finance director, board of directors, one of the board members. Okay. So, board of directors finally responsible for financial statements. Clear? That director or directors gave financial statement to whom? What are they known? Shareholders. Shareholders. Clear? Board of directors responsible for financial statement. These directors prepare financial statements and give to shareholders. What's the relationship between shareholders and directors? Just normal question, okay? Not related to audit. What's the relationship between shareholders and directors? Who is the owner of the company? Who is owner of the company? Let's assume you are the shareholders. Okay? You are the shareholders of ABC PLC company. Okay, ABC PLC. You have invested money. You have invested money into that business. Your money, not board of directors' money. Your money. So, but after investing the money, you can't involve in the operation day-to-day basis. And for that, you appointed directors to direct the company. It's the meaning of to direct the company. You appoint the director, like an agent. Your money, finally, you put money and you need profit from that organization, that company. Every business business. So if you put money, you want return. So you don't involve, you can't involve day-to-day running operation of the company. So because of that, you appoint a directors to run the business. Let's say last year, April 1st, you have invested 10 million. Okay. 20 shareholders are there here. So you have invested, you get together and invested 20 million in ABC PLC. That 20 million, April 1st, you have invested. Okay. End of the year, board of directors should have responsibility to tell you what happened to this 20 million. How? What is the company's performance in terms of profit? What are the assets you have? What are the liabilities you have as of this date, 31st March 2024? You have invested. As of 2025, 31st March, they have obligation to give these statements, information. What's the profit? What's the assets you have? What are the obligations you have to pay to your creditors or bank loan or banks? So likewise, they should give this information. This information, what's the remaining amount you have as equity? So these information they should give through this financial statement. So how much cash you have as of that date? So those information directors should give to shareholders, which means they should give your directors should give to you because you are the owner of the company. Okay. So board of directors gave financial statement to shareholders, which means financial statements means information. They have given information about performance of the company, position of the company, financial position of the company, and cash balances, cash flow statements, and notes, other information. So they have given to shareholders. Let's say you are the shareholders. You appoint the directors, and they have performed 1 year, and they have given this information to you. Okay. During this 1 year period, who has operated the business? You or director? You invested, and you can't spend time to involve in day-to-day operation of the organization. Because of that, you appoint a board of directors. Let's say 5 directors are there. So, end of the day, they have given performance and financial performance, financial positions, cash flow information, and equity information about your company to you. Why they should give? Because they are in charge for the operation. They should give information about the company to you because you are the owner. Who operated the company last year? Director. Their performance only they are converting through financial statements. Okay. Their performance they are giving through financial statements. Okay. Now, question: are you going to write financial statements or not? That's the question. Because they have involved the operation, they have given the report, financial report to you about their performance. Let's say actual sales value is 10 million, but they have mentioned only 8 million. Because you are not involved in the operation day-to-day basis. So they have involved in the operation. They can manipulate the information. So they involved in the operation. They only gave performance and portion of the company through financial statements. Now, the question is: are you going to rely on this financial statement or not? Or another shareholder, or the director. I have given financial statement and financial reporting stating my performance during the period. Oh, don't know what I doubt that point. Separate matter. But still, you should have some doubts on the figures, amounts stated, the financial statements. To fill that gap conflict, okay, now directors have given financial statement to the shareholders. Now shareholders also receive. Now they have doubt on the figures. Okay. In order to clear these doubts, okay, on other terms, we can say to enhance the reliability on the financial statements. Okay, to enhance the reliability of the financial statements, shareholders will appoint auditor. Okay. Independent person. Okay. Why auditor has been appointed? Shareholder wants to enhance the reliability on financial statements. Okay. Clear? So why JKH HR has asked certain questions from your non-related reference? Because he wants enhance reliability on the information you have provided. Okay. He wants certain information about your work experience, work quality, and your knowledge level. Why specifically they have asked from the non-related person, from independent person, to enhance the reliability. Okay, increase their confidence level. Likewise, here also, shareholder want to enhance their reliability on the finance statements prepared by their agent, board of directors. Because their performance, like CV, your information you prepare. Likewise, their performance, they have communicated through their own financial statements. Now, shareholders should, they want to increase the reliability on these financial statements. For that, they will appoint auditor, independent person. Okay. Now, this auditor will audit financial statement and provide audit opinion. So I raise this part. Why audit opinion should be taken? Why? To enhance reliability on financial statements. Clear? Is the brief explanation about audit. Why auditor is coming to picture. Thank you. Yeah, investor shareholders have invested. They have appointed board of directors to run the business. They have operated the business during the period and they have given the report to the shareholders about their performance. So now their performance they have submitted to the report. So shareholders have doubt on their report. To enhance the reliability or enhance the confidence level on this report, they have appointed auditor. Okay, auditor must be an independent person. Clear? Concept clear? This is the brief explanation about audit. So here we are going to discuss about the detailed version of and subsection of audit. What are the responsibilities of auditors? The brief understanding you should have. From here onwards, you should discuss about the detailed concepts of audit. Yeah. Lot of things are there. Provide audit opinion through audit report. Clear? Through audit report. Okay, Megan? Any doubt on this part? The brief explanation about the audit. Can I raise this one? Okay, Megan? Now, what are the steps involved in the audit? Okay. So, up now we discuss about the brief understanding about audit, brief concept about audit. So now, directors submitted the finance report to the shareholders to enhance the reliability on the finance statements. Now, shareholders appointed auditors. Okay, to enhance the reliability on the financial statements. They have appointed the auditors. So now, auditor should do their work. Okay, only. For that, what are the steps he should follow? So those things only we are going to discuss about this chapter. So step by step, we will discuss. There are 4 main steps. Okay, there are 4 main steps. First one, appointment of auditor. So this part I am not going to discuss in detail. So just you should know about auditor should be appointed by the shareholders. That is enough for your level. So appointment of auditor and entering the terms. It's the first step. Appointment of auditor and agreeing the terms. So these are the steps we are going to discuss today and future classes. Okay. Step 2. Audit planning and risk assessment. Some may say 5 steps, some may say 4 steps. Third and fourth, we can combine. Okay. Step 3, audit planning and risk assessment. Step 1, what I have explained earlier, up to this point. To enhance the reliability on the financial statements, auditor has been appointed by shareholders. This part I am not going to cover in detail. After appointing the auditor what should do? Okay, what are the things auditor should do? From here onwards, we are going to discuss. Okay, agree the terms. First of all, they have to. I will brief now. After appointing the auditor, first of all, auditor should put an agreement. Okay, auditor should put an agreement about their work. I will explain detail. We have the separate section. Auditor should put the agreement with the relevant party in relation to their work. After signing the agreement, they should plan properly their work. I would say auditor must spend more than 60%, 60 to 65% of time in their work. They should spend on this area. Audit planning. Definitely they should spend. Why audit planning is important? Those things we will discuss while we are discussing this chapter. Because audit procedures. Okay, rest of the things will be depend on this plan. Okay, what are the things we have to plan? What are the concepts we have to consider? Those things we will discuss in this section. Practical manner as well as examination purpose for your study purpose or practical manner. This step 2 is most important. Audit planning and discussion is very, very important chapter when it comes to audit. Okay. Based on the planning, step 3. Audit evidence and audit proceedings. Whatever we plan, that must be executed. Okay. First, we should plan here. Based on our plan, we should perform audit procedures. So, what is audit procedures? What is evidences? What are the subsections? We will discuss in detail later. You should know these parts. You should know. That's a link. And most important thing when you study audit, study with link. Why? This is important to auditor. Each and every subject discuss. So each and every subject, whatever we learn, why this is important to auditor? Why auditor is doing this one? So that connection, that logic, you should know. Okay, how this part is important to the audit. Keep that in your mind and discuss this each and every chapter. Clear? So each and every topic important to the audit, main and subtopics while you are learning, understand. If you have any difficulties to understand, discuss with me why this topic is important to the audit, how this topic is linked to the audit procedure. That is important. So this is the brief steps of audit. First of all, appointment. Auditor should be appointed. After that, he should agree. He should put an agreement. Once agreement is okay, then he should start his work. He should plan his work. What are the things he's going to do? And according to the plan, he should perform. After performing, so here some certain people may say step 3, audit procedures and audit evidences. After that, evaluation of audit evidences. So that part also we can take here. Step 3 and step 4. This can be split into 2: audit procedures, audit evidences, and evaluation of audit evidences. Evaluate and finally audit report anything. So that also we can take here. We will take here. Okay. Step 4. Audit report. Clear? This is our final objective. Provide an opinion. Why shareholders have appointed us to take opinion about financial statement to enhance the reliability of financial statements. So our responsibility is provide an opinion on financial statements prepared by board of directors. For the time being, just keep this point in your mind. So we should give our opinion through audit report. Understood? So these 4 steps we are going to discuss one by one. In order to cover these 4 steps, I need 5 to 6 classes. Okay? Because it's fundamental, but you should put strong base in this level. This will help you to get through this exam, as well as 100% audit and assurance is in your level 2. So there practical applications will come. To attend those paper also, this fundamental foundation will be helpful to you. Okay? Just note it down. So here, this is the brief steps and the explanation about audit. Okay. Before we discussing about the audit, there are 5 subsections are available in your syllabus about assurance. Okay. So major parts are covered through audit. Okay. Before we discuss about the auditing chapter, we should know about the assurance. So that one we are going to discuss in our next topic. So they go together. Okay. So you know about the audit. Why auditor has been appointed and what are the steps should be followed by the audit. So those information, this knowledge you have. Fine. Now, audit is a part of assurance sales. Okay. Audit is a part of assurance. Okay, part of assurance. So now we are going to discuss about what is meant by assurance. Audit is one of the assurance services. Okay. What is meant by assurance? I'm not asking about the technical terms. Okay. Just I ask what you know about assurance. Assurance na mono. Exchange assurance kya diya? Mono de. Assurance na mono. What is meant by assurance? So anyway, these audit fundamentals, majority of part is covered by auditing. Before we discuss about the auditing technical chapter, first of all, you should know about the assurance. Because audit also part of the assurance. But audit without assurance kya nahi, okay? Clearly keep that in your mind. Audit is one of the assurance services. Okay? There are some other assurances also there available. What is meant by assurance? Just I'm asking just a normal explanation. You are giving an opinion about something. Okay. Let's say one person has asked about your friend. You should give opinion on him. Just you tell something about you are giving some kind of, let's say, I will ask about your friend to recruit my firm. Then you should give some opinion. You should give an opinion about him, whether he can work late nights or not. Saturday, Sunday, whether he can work or not. Deadline at 2 months, whether deadline not he can achieve or not. So likewise, if I ask certain questions, you can give some opinion about him. That's called assurance. You are giving. You are giving assurance about him. Here. So here also, assurance means lot of assurance services are there. Audit also assurance. What type of assurance you are giving? You are giving financial statement related opinion. Okay. You are giving opinion on financial statement to shareholders. That is assurance. You are giving some kind of assurance. Internal auditor provides internal control related opinion. Last class also we discussed now why internal auditor cannot give absolute assurance. Reasonable assurance. What's the matter? There are limitations on absolute assurance also then very question at the end. So, last class online ඉතියා තිස්සනවා. හා? 50 වගේ ඉතියා තිබ්බද? ආවන ඉතියා assurance. Internal auditor provides assurance on internal control. What else? Then corporate governance කියන කවුරුහරි assurance එකක් දෙනවා. මේ company එකේ corporate governance එක හරියට හොඳටම තියනවා කියලා. ඒ assurance එක දෙන එක. Okay, likewise assurance services, we have lot of assurance services. Okay. One of the assurance services is audit. So that part only we are going to discuss in detail here in your syllabus. So before we discuss auditing chapter, first of all, you should know about assurance related things. What is meant by assurance? Okay. What is meant by assurance? What are the elements of assurance? What are the types of assurance, level of assurance? What's the objective of assurance? And examples. Here, don't misunderstand assurance and auditor separate things. If you take like this, if you take this is assurance. Audit is one of the assurances. Likewise, you have lot of assurance. Okay. But in your syllabus, we are going to cover two assurance sections. One is audit, and one is review. Okay. It doesn't mean you have only two assurance services. You have several assurance services. Out of that, we are going to discuss only two, audit and review. Well, review, only two topics are there, but majority of things related to audit. That's why I briefly explained about the audit before starting the assurance. That's why I have given steps audit. Here, we are going to cover 90% about audit. Here. But you should know what audit is part of an assurance. Okay, part of an assurance services. Lot of assurance services are there. We are going to discuss about audit and review. Out of that also, we will give more focus on audit. Here. Now we are going to discuss about assurance. Okay, so we have, as I told, we have 5 topics in assurance. First, we discuss those 5 topics, and you should get an idea about assurance. And we will move on to audit. The same view we have. I have included the audit chapters also. After completing the 5 topics, we will directly move on to the audit chapter. So first, assurance. Under assurance, we are going to first discuss about definition of assurance. So altogether you have 5 or 6 dues. So each and every due I have put A, B, C. Okay. So this is the first due. In this first due, we are going to cover introduction to assurance, audit, and agreeing on the terms of the engagement. So here, assurance, audit introduction, and our first step. What's the first step? The Hatarama Mother Diagram. The middle of the Samara points on Liana by taking. You should remember those points. Otherwise, you get photo and keep in your mobile phone as a wallpaper. Okay, certain things are most important things. And one more thing, you can't certain terminologies, you have to use same terminologies in the audit. Okay, you can't replace the words. For example, once we start to discuss about the auditing concept, we'll get to know material amount, material mistake, that material word. What is meant by material? Those things we will discuss later. But that material misstatement, material amount, that word, material misstatement word, you can't replace it with other words. You have to use that word. Instead of material misstatement, you can't say big misstatement, small mistake. Okay, you won't get marks. Yeah. So likewise, certain terminologies are there. You must use those same terminologies in order. Clear? So definition. So here we are going to cover this due, assurance engagement, as I explained, statutory audit, and engagement terms, admin terms. Definition of assurance engagement. In definition of assurance engagement, carefully read, especially two color fonts. Okay. An assurance engagement is an engagement in which practitioner expresses the conclusion designed to enhance the degree of confidence. Okay, I will explain this with our diagram. Because for assurance engagement, always I take audit example, okay? Because audit is, we are going to cover, we are going to focus majority part in audit chapter. So wherever assurance engagement I want to give any examples, I will take audit. So here audit, shareholder, board of directors. Don't write, just see, and auditor. Okay, audit is example of assurance. And audit එකට මෙහෙම තියෙනවා නම් audit තමයි assurance example නම් assurance also should have this type of diagram now. So assurance also the same diagram should be. Assurance sales also should have same diagram because audit is part of the assurance sales. Here, board of directors. In assurance, we say if we take audit on my statement, that has been prepared by board of directors. Okay. Shareholder, owner of the company, board of directors submit financial statement to shareholders. Clear? We consider clearing. So with that this concept, we will discuss the assurance sales diagram. Okay? Because audit is part of the assurance sales. Board of directors in the audit, board of directors submitted financial statement to shareholders. Okay? So In assurance, we say this board of directors responsible party. Okay, why we say responsible party? He is the responsible party to prepare the finance statement. Okay, audit is one of the assurance services. Okay, already we discussed about the audit. Brief discussion we had about audit. Board of directors should prepare the finance statement and they should submit to the shareholders. In order to enhance the reliability on the finance statements, shareholders appoint auditor. Clear it? Hereafter, okay. So likewise, because audit is part of the assurance, so assurance is has common picture. Okay, common picture of these funds. Okay, the common words. In other terms, we can say common words. In finance statement prepared by board of directors. If we take audit as example, we can explain like this. But not only audit, other assurance services also there in the assurance. Okay. We give internal control, corporate governance assurance, likewise, other assurance services also there. So how we can define board of directors in the assurance? Responsible party. Why we are saying responsible party? The party who is responsible to prepare the financial statement. It's called subject matter. Okay, it's called subject matter. Subject matter. Subject matter. Clear? It is clear? Audit is one of the assurance services. When we were discussing about the audit, I have used these parties: shareholder, board of directors, auditor. And by board of directors, by auditor has been appointed by shareholder also have to enhance the reliability of the finance statements. That is audit. Audit is part of an assurance service. Okay, part of an assurance service. Assurance is a broad picture. Okay. In assurance service, we can't say board of directors, shareholder, or auditor. That this person's name will be renamed in the assurance service like responsible party, intended user who is going to use the subject matter. Okay, who is responsible for the subject matter? Responsible party. The responsible party should give the subject matter to user. So here we are saying intended user. Okay. This is assurance service. There are three parties: intended user. Let's say, what about the audit? Let's say internal audit. Let's say internal audit. Who is responsible to design and implement the controls? Final responsibility. Board of directors. Okay. Board of directors. So subject matter is internal control. Subject matter is internal. Responsible party, subject matter, internal control, internal user is board of directors, internal auditor, instead of auditor, internal auditor. Internal user is internal control. Otherwise, you can see like this: management. Okay, internal auditor, he should submit to audit committee or board of directors or shareholders, depending on the case. Board of directors, subject matter is internal control, shareholder or internal auditor. But directly internal auditor won't give to shareholder, through board of directors only they will give. Or management, internal auditor, board of directors. It can be varied. Internal control can be varied, okay? Not like audit. Likewise, if you take any assurance services, internal control or audit or whatever, any assurance services, that assurance service should have three parties. Responsible party, the user of the subject matter, and the person who has evaluated the subject matter. We take finance statement, auditor is the person. If we take entire assurance service, we can say the person, that independent party is practitioner. Okay, practitioner. Clear? So assurance is a broad picture. Assurance service is a broad picture. Audit is one of the assurance service. Clear? In the audit, we use normally shareholder, board of directors, auditor. That is, these words are specific to the audit. Okay, but audit is one of the assurance service. So if you take broad picture of assurance services, these are the words we generally use. Okay, each type of assurance services, persons will be there. Let's say if it is external audit, intern user is shareholder, responsible party is board of directors, practitioner is auditor, subject matter is financial statement. Let's take internal control. Okay, let's take internal control. Subject matter is internal control. Intern user is board. Responsible party is management. And internal audit. Let's say they're making any company has purchased a machine. Okay. Assurance service is okay. Company has purchased a machine. So now you need to know about the machine quality. Okay. Now let's go on next. Machine product. Alutin car unregistered vehicle. Unregistered vehicle. Brand new checker and unregistered checker. Okay. Unregistered vehicle. You are the owner. Okay. You are the owner. So now you are going to purchase a vehicle from one of the car sale. So now you want to check whether accident free or not. Brand new checker. Okay. So let's say assume this example, you are going to purchase a vehicle. New vehicle you are going to purchase. You want confirmation this vehicle is accident free. Now there are a lot of sales providers there. They can check and they can give the certificate. Now the same example we can fit to here assurance. Who is responsible party? Car sale. Okay. Only he is going to sell to you. Who is intended user? You. Who is that practitioner? That car selling person. Okay. Subject matter is car fault. Likewise, you can give. Let's say in your example, I have a third example. Let's take. I have asked about your friend to recruit to my firm. Who is responsible party? That person. Okay. Intended user, me. Practitioner, you. Subject matter is his work quality and experience. So likewise, that's called assurance. If you give something about if you give any something about if any opinion about something, that is called assurance. You are giving some assurance. So assurance is a broad picture. One of the assurance services is audit. So here I have three parties. Those three parties I have linked to audit. I have given another example also, this car example. Clear? We keep these points in your mind and read this definition again. An assurance engagement is an engagement. Okay, you can keep in your mind this car example or else audit also. Engagement in which a practitioner, okay, a practitioner expresses a conclusion Okay, about opinion. It's giving an opinion designed to enhance the degree of confidence. Why you should give opinion? Why in audit auditor should give opinion to enhance the reliability on the bank statements? Why you should check before purchasing the car? Why you should check the car before purchasing? You should get the confidence that car has not made any accidents. Okay, the parts එක මාරු කරලා නැහැ කියලා confidence ගන්නවා. So enhance the degree of confidence. Clear? Of the intended user other than responsible party about the outcome of evaluation or measurement of subject matter. So you should remember this blue color highlighted course. Okay, with that you can develop the definition. Practitioner, enhance the degree of confidence, responsible outcome of the evaluation or measurement of the subject matter against criteria. Okay, I will come to later that criteria. So again, I will read. An assurance engagement is an engagement. Okay, part by part, you can separate and you can understand. In which a practitioner expresses an opinion, which means conclusion. Okay, practitioner expresses a conclusion or opinion designed to enhance the degree of confidence. Why he has to give the opinion? To enhance the reliability on the subject matter. Okay, confidence of the intended users. Intended users. Okay, practitioner gives opinion to enhance the confidence level of intended users. It's simple term. What are the technical terms known as? Practitioner expresses an opinion to enhance the confidence level of intended users other than responsible party. Responsible party responsible party about the on what outcome of the evaluation of subject matter. Clear? Practitioner expresses an opinion. Okay, practitioner expresses an opinion to enhance the reliability on the subject matter, reliability of the intended user about subject matter. Clear? It's that subject matter should be prepared or designed against the criteria. If you want to prepare the finance statement, what's the base you are using? What's the base you are using to prepare the finance statement? Accounting standard. Prepare the finance statement, you should follow the accounting standard, no? So, base for finance statement is accounting standard. Okay, so again, I will say this explanation. Practitioner expresses an opinion. Second part, opinion. Okay, practitioner expresses an opinion to enhance the confidence level of intended user. Okay, intended user. He expresses an opinion on subject matter. Clear? So these are the elements you should remember. Next point is element. Okay, with that we will start the element topic. Clear? Okay, definition is clear now? Any doubts on definition? Assurance of broad picture, or it is part of the assurance sales. So if you have been asked to write assurance definition, then you should keep these points in your mind. What are the points? The same method in the word segment highlighted words are important. Other than highlighted words, you don't need to use the same words. Clear? Most important thing, keep it in your mind. Practitioner expresses a conclusion or opinion. Okay, that you should include. Why you should give an opinion? Why you should give an opinion? To enhance the confidence level of intended user. On what? He is giving opinion on subject matter. Okay, to end that subject matter prepared or designed by responsible party. Okay. If you provide this type of definition, that is more than enough. Yeah. So by using these concepts, these words, you can develop the definition. Definition. Okay. Second part. Elements of assurance. Elements of assurance. Already we discussed this part also. Okay. Already when we were discussing about the definition, already we covered these elements also. I will tell what are the elements. What is meant by elements? What is meant by elements? Elements of assurance. Assurance services. What is meant by element? We have discussed about the definition of assurance service. What is meant by elements? Which topic we are going to discuss? One of the elements given. One of the theory. What are the parts available in the assurance service? What are the parts? In the definition itself, we have covered certain things. Again, I will emphasize these things through this topic, elements of assurance service. So then after that, you will get to know each and every assurance services. Okay. Then after that, you can connect with the definition. That's very easy. Okay. Each and every assurance service should have three parties, three-party relationship. Three parties should be involved in the assurance service. Who are those three parties? Who are those three parties? Assurance service. Who are those three parties? In assurance service, who are the parties involved? That's not we discuss in assurance service. Practitioner, responsible party, intended user. If you have been asked to write three parties in assurance service, please, you can't write shareholder. That is okay. That is for audit. It's also one of the assurance. Yeah, I'm not saying wrong, but specifically, if you have been asked to write three parties involved in assurance service, you should write responsible party, intended user, responsible party, practitioner. That you can apply to audit. Shareholder, board of directors, audit. Okay. So, assurance service, we have three parties. Intended user, responsible party, and practitioner. Okay.
I own here with BSAA.
Clear?
Over experience.
Three-party relationship. elements of assurance engagement. Here, after explanation, after definition, I have given the example also, external audit. One of the assurance services is external audit. Okay. Second part, elements of an assurance engagement. 5 elements are there. First element, three-party relationship. Who are the parties? Intent users, the responsible party is the person, and practitioner. Intent users. These are the person or persons or class of persons whom the practitioner prepares the assurance report. To whom we should give the report. Okay. If we take the audit to shareholder. Shareholder is the intended user. In your car example, you are the intended user. What I done? So you are the intended user. So first party is intended user. Second party, the responsible party. The responsible party for the subject matter. Okay, for the subject matter. If you take audit, who is responsible party? Who is the responsible party in the audit? Who is the responsible party in the audit? Board of directors. In your car example, who is the responsible party? Car state company. The practitioner is the individual providing professional services that will review the subject matter and provide the assurance. In audit, auditors. In your car example, that car checking person. Clear? Understood? Clear? Neptan on. Perfectly clear. The make the Neptan go. Okay. Second one, second element, appropriate subject matter. In order to provide an opinion, first of all, you should have a subject matter. Nothing opinion in the bank. Mono is subject matter opinion only. So that is also one element. Through these elements only, definition has been designed. Okay. Now you can connect these elements with definition. Three-party relationship also there. Intent user word definition again. Intent user word responsible party word practitioner word definition again. Second one, appropriate subject matter. Practitioner will provide an opinion or practitioner expresses his opinion on subject matter. So appropriate subject matter must be there. Without subject matter can we give opinion? We can't give opinion. So appropriate subject matter. If we take audit, what's the subject matter? Financial statement. If you take your car from car example, car is the subject matter. Car quality is the subject matter. Okay. Appropriate subject matter. These are the subject matters. Okay, highlighted, red color highlighted things are subject matter. Financial performance. Simply we can say review. Yeah, we come to later that part. External audit. Financial performance opinion and then external audit. Non-financial performance. For example, the key indicators of efficiency and effectiveness. Okay. If someone asks about the effectiveness and efficiency of the employees or machines, you can provide the opinion on that. So that's also subject matter. That's also assurance service, assurance engagement. Physical characters, capacity of facility, systems and processes, internal control, behavior. For example, corporate governance compliance with regulations. Whether this company has complied with regulation or not, you can provide an assurance report. So that's also subject matter. If three parties involved, if that this engagement has subject matter, okay, that subject matter also prepared against the criteria. Finally, that practitioner, if that practitioner gives any report, if these elements are there, anything, okay? If these elements are there, that concept called assurance engagement. Okay? It doesn't matter financial or non-financial or system process or anything. Whatever, these elements must be there. Three party, appropriate subject matter must be there, and other three also there. Three elements are there. Criteria. Finally, you are going to provide a report and evidences. Sufficient and appropriate evidences you should collect now. You should have evidence. So in your final statement, before you provide an opinion, you should obtain the evidences. I will come later what is meant by sufficient and appropriate. Okay. Just for the timing, just keep it in your mind evidences. Then court again judgment and then on another discover. What's the base? Evidence. Feelings and emotions are very important. Finally, through evidences, that point must be justified. Then only he will be convinced and he will give his judgment. So likewise, if you notice any engagement has these qualities, these characters. Okay? If you notice any engagement has this concept or these characters, what are the characters? Three-party relationship, appropriate subject matter, criteria. That subject matter is prepared based on the criteria, and if you can obtain sufficient and appropriate evidences, and finally, if you provide report, then that engagement called assurance engagement. Yeah. Not only audit, other engagements also can have these characters. If you notice these characters in the engagement, you can say that engagement as an assurance engagement. Clear? And appropriate subject matter. And third one, criteria. Suitable criteria. Criteria, the benchmarks that are used to evaluate or measure the subject matter of the assurance engagement. Whether that subject matter is prepared based on that criteria. That only we should evaluate now. So, in order to evaluate the subject matter, we should compare that subject matter with other variable, another variable, that another variable for criteria. Whether this specific subject matter has been prepared based on the criteria. That opinion only we should provide. Then criteria again, deviate phenomena, I mean, hari opinion in the bank. Let's say financial statements. Whether financial statements have been prepared based on the accounting standard. Okay, accounting standards are the criteria. As an auditor, we should check whether these financial statements have been prepared based on the criteria, based on the accounting standards. If any deviations we noted, then we can give good opinion for the time being. Just keep in your mind good opinion. After we discuss audit report, you can't say good or bad opinion. There are specific opinions. Okay. So for the time being, we can give clean opinion. Okay. So if that particular financial statements are deviated from specific criteria, what's the criteria? Accounting standards, then we can give clean opinion. Problem no? So we can't give. So criteria are the benchmarks that are used to evaluate or measure the subject matter of the assurance engagement. Criteria benchmark. Based on that criteria only, you should prepare the financial statements that are used to evaluate or measure the subject matter of the assurance engagement. What are the examples? Accounting standards and Srilanka financial reporting standard for financial statements. What else? Internal control. For internal control, what is the criteria? Procedure manual. Internal control, established internal control framework. Each and every company has separate internal control framework. No? Procedure manual again. So, as an internal auditor, if you want to provide an opinion on the internal control, we should compare with the procedure manual of the company. Internal control framework. When reporting on compliance, the criteria may be the applicable laws and regulations. Whether this company has complied with laws and regulations. First of all, you should know about the exact laws and regulations. Okay. With that, you should compare whether this company has complied the EPF laws and regulations. Whether this company has paid EPF on or before deadlines, timeline. That opinion you should give. So, let's say, one third part, let's say, shareholder, one of the shareholders, they have requested you to check whether this company has paid their EPF and ETF on time or not. That's the concept. Okay. You have to verify and you have to give a report. Is this assurance engagement? Is this assurance engagement? If you have been asked this type of question, then you should answer. First of all, you should link these elements to that concept. Whether three parties are there or not. Who has asked? One of the shareholders. In this situation, who has asked this question? One of the shareholders. Okay. You are the practitioner. Who's the responsible party? Management. Management only paid the CPF and ETF department. No. So management. Three parties are there. What's the subject matter? Whether EPF and ETF are paid on time or not. Subject matter also there. What's the criteria? Laws. EPF, ETF law. According to the Act, they should pay on or before following month, end of the following month. That's the normal timeline. No? So that's the law. Criteria also there. Evidence you can obtain now. What's the evidences you should obtain? Last, let's say, if you take last 12 months payments, you can obtain whether they have paid on time or not. Report you can give. Take assurance engagement. Okay. So likewise, in this case, EPF and ETF law is the benchmark. Law is the criteria. Understood? Clear? So in this example, EPF and ETF verification, EPF, ETF law is the criteria. So whether based on this criteria, management has paid EPF and ETF last 12 months or not? This is the question. Clear? Subject matter is whether based on the criteria, what's the criteria? Based on the EPF, ETF law, whether the company has paid last 12 months EPF, ETF or not. Clear? Criteria, subject matter. You are the practitioner, you should evaluate these payments, whether on time they have paid or not, and you should give the report to shareholder. Who prepared this? Who has involved this payment process? Board of directors, responsible party. All the elements are satisfied. Then we can consider this as an assurance engagement. And fourth one, sufficient and appropriate evidences. In order to provide an opinion, you should gather evidence. Without evidence, you can't provide an opinion. Clear? So in our EPF, ETF example, if you want to provide an opinion on this compliance to shareholders, first of all, you should gather last 12 months payments. You should verify last 12 months payment slips. EPF remittance forms you have to verify whether on or before following month 30th they have paid or not. Then evidences you have to gather. That's one example. In your car example, what is the evidence? They have to check. That car checking person should check the car. Any evidence? Check current. Likewise, audit also. Financial statement figures, amounts. As an auditor, we should gather evidences. We should gather evidences in relation to the amounts recorded in the financial statements. Okay. So evidence, based on the evidences only, we will provide our opinion. Clear? Understood? So evidence is also one of the element in the assurance engagement. Okay. So here I have included sufficiency and appropriate words also. I'm not going to discuss the sufficiency and appropriate here. For the time being, just hold this sufficiency and adequate, sufficiency and appropriate words. We can discuss in detailed manner in step 3. What's the step 3 audit? Audit procedures and audit evidence. Okay, they are because we should discuss about audit evidence. No, there evidence. No. In that section, I will explain in detail what is meant by sufficiency and appropriate. So if I tell now, it will be advanced. Okay, this is a little bit advanced. So when we discuss audit evidences, step 3, in that point, I will explain these two words. I will explain these two words. If I explain now, it's too much for you. Okay? For the time being, just understand, just keep in your mind, one of the assurance engagement elements is sufficient and appropriate sufficient and appropriate evidence. Okay. An assurance practitioner reaches an opinion on the basis of the evidence that they are able to gather. Okay. In order to provide an opinion, they should gather the evidences. The evidence available to the practitioner must be sufficient and appropriate to enable the practitioner to reach their professional judgment about the subject. So I'm not going to discuss this one. For the time being, just understand. To provide the opinion, practitioner should get evidences. Based on the evidences only, he will provide opinion. Last one. Assurance report. Finally, you should provide a report and then not. Check karla, report and then not. So likewise, last point, assurance report. Assurance reports. Assurance report. The practitioner presents their conclusion. Practitioner presents their opinion or conclusion in an assurance report to the intended user. So if you want to provide your opinion, you can't say just in verbal. So verbal communication, you can't say your opinion through verbal communication. So here you should provide an assurance report. If you take audit, auditors will provide their opinion through audit. In your card check example, that person will provide report. He will give the report. So finally, in the assurance engagement, assurance report must be given by the practitioner. Okay. The practitioner presents their conclusion. Practitioner presents their conclusion or opinion in assurance report to the intended user. To take audit as an example, auditor will provide audit report, including his opinion to shareholder. Opinion in assurance report to the intended user. Who is the intended user of fine statement? Shareholder. In a reasonable assurance, I will come later what is meant by reasonable assurance. Reasonable assurance engagement. In a reasonable assurance engagement, The practitioner's conclusion is worded in the positive form. For example, the financial statements give true and value. This is the statements. Sorry, this is the statement auditor will give about financial statement. Okay. The financial statements give true and value of in accordance with financial reporting framework. In audit, auditor will finally provide his opinion about financial statements. Here, so for this opinion will be given through audit report or assurance report. So you can easily remember these 5 criteria. The word form plus criteria, report, evidence, subject matter, regarding relationship. These three, with this word, you can remember criteria easily. Okay. Third element, level of assurance. Level of assurance. There are 3 types of assurance: absolute, reasonable, limited. Okay. Yeah, I got a there are 3 types of assurance: absolute, reasonable, and limited. When we were discussing internal control, I told one thing: we can't give absolute assurance. Why we can't give absolute assurance? Because of inherent limitations. Can you get 100 marks in your exam? Definitely can't. Can any person give? Let's say, the same example I can take. I have asked. I'm going to ask about your friend work quality from you. Okay. I'm asking your friend's work quality from you. Can you give absolute assurance on him whether he will not, stating that he will not make any mistakes in his work? Okay. So internal controls, we learn absolute assurance cannot be provided. Likewise, here also we don't have absolute assurance. real component 100% assurance we cannot provide. Hundred percentage of assurance we cannot be provided. You can continue. I will trace because I don't have enough space here. So you can continue with limited and reasonable. So I will trace and I will start the new page. So level of assurance, levels of assurance. Levels of assurance engagement. Okay. We have only two. Reasonable assurance. And limited assurance. Okay. Reasonable assurance and limited assurance because absolute assurance is not available. We cannot provide absolute assurance. Clear? Reasonable assurance. What is meant by reasonable assurance and limited assurance? Here, reasonable assurance, since absolute assurance is not available, reasonable assurance, we can see high level of assurance. Okay. Absolute assurance is not available. So we have only two assurance, reasonable and limited. Out of these two assurance, reasonable assurance we can say high level of assurance. Here, high level of assurance. In order to provide this high level of assurance, as a practitioner, we have to do more testing procedures. More testing we have to. Okay. More testing we have to. Right. We are giving high level of assurance. I will complete a limited assurance. So if you want to give high level of assurance, we have to test more. Logic maker. Product test karla high level of assurance of in the bank. We have to check more. We have to test more, and we should provide high level of assurance. We can say this is positive form. Positive form of opinion. Okay. So, what about absolute assurance? We don't have absolute assurance. So, Our high level of assurance is reasonable assurance. This opinion, this reasonable assurance, we can say positive form of opinion. Positive form of opinion. Why we say this is positive form? Example, the form of opinion, we can say true and fair view. True and fair view. I will come later. I will explain one by one. This is the example. Example. External. Okay. Let's take example external audit. Okay. What is our objective as an auditor? What is our objective? We should provide an opinion on financial statements to enhance the reliability of intended user, which is shareholder. That's our objective. That's why shareholders appointed us. Clear? So here we have time. If you want to perform audit, you have 1 or 1.5 hours time. Then you can do more testing. Okay. On which basis those we will discuss later. You have 1 month time and you can do more testing procedures and you can give high level of assurance because you perform more testing because you have 1 month time. What is meant by positive form? What is meant by positive form? After performing the audit, now you can give if any material mistake. Okay, let's say the company has prepared the accounts in perfect manner. Okay, you did not find any mistake, any material mistake. What is meant by material? Those things we will discuss later. For the time being, just keep in your mind these words. You are an auditor, you have performed audit, and you have concluded that there is no any material misstatement in these financial statements. Now you can give clean opinion. Okay. Now you can say these financial statements are free from material misstatement. Positively, you are saying these financial statements are free from material misstatement. Positively, you are saying that is called positive form. These financial statements is true and fair, which means these financial statements do not have material mistake. That's mean true and fair view. Okay. Positively, you are saying these financial statements are free from material mistake. Okay. High level of assurance. Out of these two assurance, this is high level of assurance. We are positively saying no any material mistake. In order to provide this positive and high level of assurance, we have to do more testing procedures. Clear? An example is external audit. I will take simple example. You have 2 friends. Okay, you have 2 friends. Friend A, B. You know friend A 5 years. Okay. Friend B, you know only 6 months. Now, I have come to you and I have asked a question. Give an opinion about your friend A and friend B. How are you going to know here? Either be the. And we can a question can be back. Then good of they was done කවුද හොඳ ඔපිනියන් දෙන්නේ ගොඩක්. ඒ ගැන වට වෙලාවට වැඩි you know 5 years. So likewise more testing. In audit you have time 1 month you can do more testing and you can get comfort. B, I will come to later after the break. So B, you know only 6 months. So this example we will discuss in the response later after the break. Only 10 minutes of 15 minutes, 10:35 I will start the session. Okay, then. Okay, please start this again. So limited assurance, reasonable assurance, limited assurance. We have only two levels of assurance. Two levels of assurance. Reasonable, limit. Reasonable assurance. At principles not available is high level of assurance. More testing required. Positive form of opinion we can provide, which means to entire view. Positively we are saying, positively we are providing an opinion. Example, external audit. On the other hand, limited assurance. This is lower level of assurance. Less testing required. Negative form. Example, review engage. So I have given an example for the break that you have two friends A and B. A, you know 5 years. B, you know only 6 months. And I have come and asked you, provide an opinion of, just explain them, their qualities and their characters. A, you can say more information because you know in 5 years period. B, you know only 6 months period. Let's say 10 points or 15 points you can tell about A. Then you may tell only few points about B. And you will tell. But close also you may put. But the close you will put. That's the same point you may put. No. That is the meaning we can apply here also. Okay. That's the meaning you can apply. You know A 5 years very well. But B, you know only 6 months period. But about B also you can give certain points. I'm not saying you can't give, you can give, but last 6 months for the Dana Charamata, that safeguard point you can include no. That type of thing we are giving in this limited assurance. Okay. Here we are giving positive form of opinion. Positive we are saying material, there are no any material mistake. But here, in your friend case, like your friend case, we will include certain clause. We will include the clause to safeguard ourselves. Okay. So what is that? For external audit, you have time to perform audit procedures. Let's say 1 or 2 months you have, 1 or 1.5 months you have time to perform the audit procedures. Okay. Certain assignments are available like review engagement. Okay. You don't have time to perform in detailed manner, but the client may ask, I want, let's say, if they want to take a loan from bank, they don't have time, they have only 1 week time. But bank is asking some auditors report. In during that time period, can you provide the audit report? Can you perform audit within 1 week time? You can't perform audit within 1 week time. Okay, you need adequate time to perform the audit. So, but review 1 or 10 days by taking 1 week or 10 days time, you can do the review procedure like your 6-month friend, 5 years friend, you know about very well him, then you can provide good opinion about him. You can give more points about him. When it comes to B friend, you have only 6-month friendship, then you can't give that. You can't give points like A friend. Okay. Likewise, here also, in order to perform the audit, you have time 1.5 month, 1 month time you have. Then detailed testing procedures you can do, more testing, and you can provide high level of positive form of opinion. When it comes to here, review, you may have only few days. Within that day, within those days, you can't perform detailed procedures. So, but limited procedures you can perform. So less testing you will perform, low level of assurance you will give, low level of assurance you will provide. What is meant by negative form? In your friend B, when you provide opinion about your friend B, you added one clause. Likewise, here also we will add one more clause also. What is that clause? I will come to later other points. That clause is the negative form based on our review. Okay, based on our review, nothing has come to our attention that causes us to believe that these fine statements do not present valid or negative expense. Based on our review, read this one. Based on our review, nothing has come to our attention. Okay, nothing has come to our attention that causes us to believe that these fine statements do not present value. What is meant by that? අපේ මේ verification එකත්තේ මේ fine statement වැරදි කියලා හිතන තරම් මොකොත් අපි fine කරලා නැහැ. But the clause we are putting based on our attention, nothing has come to our attention. Based on our verification or review, nothing has come to our attention. කියන්නේ මේ අපි කරපු process එකකට. Okay, we are putting some safeguard clauses based on our review. Nothing has come to our attention that causes us to believe. මොකොත් incident එකක් අපිට වෙලා නැහැ මේක believe කරන්න වැරදි කියලා. ඒ වැරදි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි අපේ review එක තුළ අපිට believe වැරදි කියලා believe කරන්න මොකොත් අපි identify කරලා නැහැ. Okay, that's the meaning. Even write this clause. So here we are not giving positive form. Based on our review, we are limiting our work. Okay, based on our review, we have given. If we perform more tests, we might have found errors. Okay, meaning here. Based on our review, nothing has come to our attention. If we have done audit, sometimes we might have got issues. We might have we might have noticed or observed issues. That's meaning. A review report taking a word අපි දානවා අන්තිමට. Okay, review report taking අපි දානවා meaning එක තමයි if you have performed audit, we would have observed more observations. Okay, but based on our review, nothing has come to our attention that causes us to believe that these five statements do not present fairly in all material questions. Where will we begin? Believe karana, daradi kila believe karana tarang abhi identify karla nahi. So for the readers, if we give like this, then readers should understand if they would have performed more audit procedures, or if they would have performed more procedures, then observations might be noted by the mono. Okay. Here, true and value of the company's performance. Positively we are saying. Here we are not positively saying. Based on our review only, we are saying we have not come across any issues. If we perform more procedures, we would have noticed issues. Okay? Clear? Example තමයි මට දන්නතර මට එයා ඉක්ලරදක් කරලා නැහැ කියලා කියන තර. ඒ විදිහට තමයි මෙතන we are giving this type of opinion. That's why we are saying negative form. That's why we are saying negative form. Clear? Example, identification. Clear? So these are the points you must know about limited assurance and reasonable assurance. Just note it down this one. With this, we will read the due. Okay, good. Reasonable levels of assurance or objective of assurance engagement, both are same. Reasonable assurance, positive form, limited assurance, negative form. Okay. Reasonable assurance is the fairly high level of assurance. Compared to limited assurance, this is high level of assurance, but not 100% accurate assurance. Okay. In reasonable assurance, the practitioner reduces the risk of expressing an incorrect opinion because we perform more tests. Okay. If we perform more tests means more testing procedures means we should have confidence. Then our risk level also will come down. With reasonable assurance, the practitioner reduces the risk of expressing an incorrect opinion to acceptably low level. Example, audit of financial statement. In order to give reasonable assurance, significant amount of testing and evaluation is required to support the positive conclusion. Means more testing. In simple terms, we can say more testing processes are required. Okay. Here, limited assurance, low level of assurance. The objective of limited assurance engagement is reduction in assurance engagement risk to level. May also be just explanation purpose. You don't need to write, memorize. The key point you should memorize. But let's say if you have been asked to write comparison between reasonable and limited assurance, you should not write only these things. Okay, you should elaborate. And they take a short form in it to understand. You should compare this one with detailed no, and you have to elaborate further. Like this, you should give. Okay, I have given the highlighted things now. It doesn't mean you should write all this word by word. Okay. Most important thing is highlighted words. Low level of assurance. The objective of limited assurance engagement is a reduction in assurance engagement. This to level that acceptable in the circumstances of the engagement. But risk is greater than for reasonable assurance. Why? We are performing less amount of procedures. So here we are performing more testing procedures. Because of that, our risk will come down. Perform more perform more procedures, given positive form, then our risk is come down. Here we have performed only less amount of testing. Then we can't give positive assurance. We are giving negative, but still risk is greater than for a reasonable assurance engagement as the basis of negative form of expression, the practitioner's conclusion. Risk is Positive form and then the bank, we can't give positive form after performing less procedures. Risk is high. That's why we are giving negative assurance in order to safeguard ourselves. Review engagement, example, it allows for less amount of testing and evaluation as a consequence. There is a greater risk. Because of less amount of procedures, we have greater risk. Because of that, we are giving negative assurance. The risk is high. as a consequences, there is a greater risk that the auditor may give incorrect opinion because we are performing less procedures. When it comes to reasonable and limited, you should remember these things: high level of assurance, low level of assurance. More test requirements, more test processes are required, less test processes are required. This is positive form, this is negative form. Example, audit, this slide, engagement. Risk is less. In reasonable assurance, risk is high when it comes to review because we are performing less procedures. Clear? If these things are okay, you can write the answer for this comparison. Clear? Any doubt? So next one, type. Already we discussed these things. So types of assurance engagement. Assurance services include wide range of, as I explained, assurance engagement services is broader issue. Okay, there you have a lot of assurance engagement. What are those assurance engagement? External audit, internal audits, internal control, sustainability reviews, review engagements, and forecasting. These all are assurance engagement. If you want to perform IT audit, that is also assurance engagement. Whatever, if those elements are available, you can consider as assurance engagement. These are few examples. Okay? External audit, internal control, sustainability reviews, review engagement, and forecasting. This is the review engagement we have discussed now. Example in the limited assurance and forecasting. Sometimes auditors may be required to provide a report on the forecast. When, let's say, bank taking fund company has requested fund from banks to invest the new project. Okay, the scenario. I'm explaining this forecasting part. Okay, this forecasting part. How forecasting will be assurance engagement. Okay. One thing you should remember, assurance engagement should have 5 elements. Okay, assurance engagement should have 5 elements. How forecasting will be an assurance engagement? First thing is the scenario, bank has requested auditor's report. Okay, bank has requested auditor's report to provide the loan to the particular company. Here is the situation. So in order to invest in the project, the particular company has requested bank loan. Before proceeding the bank loan, bank has requested report from the auditors. Now, for forecasting, auditors cannot do the audit within time period, within limited time periods. Then they can give some kind of review things or assurance things. Review also assurance. No. So now, forecast has been given by the company to the bank. Now, bank wants confirmation or certificate from auditors. Who is the intended user? Bank. To whom we are going to give the report. Now, as an auditor, we should review the forecast of the company and we should give the opinion. Okay? We should give the opinion. Auditor, practitioner is the third one party. Who is the intended user? Bank. Who is the responsible party? Who has prepared the forecast? Management. This means board. So here also board is the responsible party. Intended user is bank. Third one practitioner is also there. But the subject matter, forecast. Okay, subject matter is forecast. Because bank has requested from the auditor to certify the forecast. After that only they can proceed the loan. Okay, audit firm sorry. Okay, new project sort invest investment a project taking in the forecast cash flow payment then how they can make the payment in future. If that project is viable only, feasible only, they can earn money from that project. Then only they can repay the money to the bank. So that is bank's concern is okay, no? If that project is feasible only, they can, company can earn money and company can pay the loan to the bank. So for that, they have to ensure the forecast. In order to ensure the forecast, they are requesting confirmation from the auditor. Now, as an auditor, we should evaluate that forecast and we should provide an opinion to them. Okay, now we are the practitioner. Intended user is bank. Responsible party is board of directors. Subject matter is forecast. What's the criteria? Future assumptions. Okay, criteria is future. Based on that forecast also should be in line with the accounting standard. Okay, accounting standard and future assumptions. And on the other hand, evidences. What are the inputs they have used to prepare the forecast? We have to evaluate. As an auditor, we have to evaluate. Let's say 10% increment in the revenue. Next year, third year, 25% increment. Fourth year, they have put 35% increment. Because under ban, they should have some basis. So that basis must be justifiable. Okay, that basis must be justifiable. So how they have determined this basis 35, 20, 25 like that. So that must be reviewed by, that must be evaluated by the auditor. So evidences must be received from the management. And finally, auditor must give report to bank. So if these elements are there, means you can consider this forecast also. So likewise, lot of forecasts are there. Or lot of assurance engagements are there. I have included few assurance engagement. IT audit also, IT audit, are the learning. IT audit, company information technology audit. The part of the audit. Okay, it's a part of the audit, part of the external audit. If ERP systems audit, hey auditor, IT audit is not known. So IT audit auditor is a specific person in not that is specialist person in every audit firm, IT person. Through that IT person, we should do the IT audit. Part of the audit. We can do the IT audit part of the audit. Otherwise, based on the management request, we can do the separate audit as well. That is also assurance engagement because that engagement has these 5 elements. Wherever you find these 5 elements, you can classify that assignment as assurance engagement. Here, external audit and review engagements are the main type of assurance engagement. Again, don't misunderstand. Here, I have not mentioned so and okay. It doesn't mean external and review are only assurance engagement. Okay, as I explained earlier, we have a lot of assurance engagement. Out of that, we are focusing only external and review. Out of this two also, our concern should be on audit. Engagement type, external review. Type of assurance, reasonable, limited. Whatever discussed in our short while ago, those are the information I have included here also. Some examples, statutory external audit, review of interim financial. Expression of conclusion, positive and negative. Okay. So here also same thing I have given comparison of audit and review engagement. Audit, directors prepare the financial statements for the benefits of shareholders. Whatever I explained, I have given here. Just by reading, you can understand. Already I have explained these things. What is meant by audit? What is meant by review? Directors prepare the financial statements for the benefits of shareholders. They assert the financial statements review true and fair view. The auditors provide assurance on that assurance. What is meant by assurance? Those things we will discuss later, one by one. For the time being, just understand audit engagement means. But I have given that diagram. So directors have given financial statement to the shareholders. In order to enhance the reliability of the shareholders, auditor should provide an opinion. Okay. So here few steps I have put here: assess the assurance phase, plan audit procedures, assess the results, and express an opinion. These are the main steps included in the audit. Already I have given is the steps 1, 2, 3. These are audit. Yeah, I explained just brief manner in audit. Okay. Another type of assurance engagement, where low level of assurance is given, review engagement. Review engagement, External audits are reasonable assurance engagement. Review engagements are usually limited review engagement. Already discussed on these things. A review engagement may require a practitioner to provide limited assurance about the information contained in the financial statement. Okay, just for reading purpose, I have given this. Now, assurance part is over. Okay, I just wanted to brief what is meant by assurance, type of assurance, elements of assurance, and review and external audit. Now, from here onwards, we are going to discuss our main topic. Audit. Any other observation on it? Okay. So, is that the done? How should I last for this? So hereafter, audit is most important thing we are going to discuss about audit. Okay. अरे आप आज पर और audit form मिलेगा ना? सर आप देखो और क्लासेस ले रहे हैं एक उसने बहुत चलेगा ना audit form में on you two मेरा three one by one sum other subject in nothing from so do you know about the audit anything? Auditors are deal करा दिया let me say कौन ना करा नो हाँ चल रहे okay audit. So first of all, you should know about the objective of audit. Okay, objective of audit. First of all, now you should think you as an auditor. Okay, auditor के लिए इतना ना मैं study करा ना कौन उन्होंने प्रश्न आना है एक एक कोटा के लिए है. Hereafter, you should think yourself as an auditor. Okay, so first of all, objective of audit. The objective is we have passed next 5 or 6 classes. Always मुझे क्या करना है? और आना है तो ये ना है objective express provide an opinion on financial statements with financial statements are free from whether provide an opinion on financial statements whether financial statements are free from material misstatements. An opinion, okay, clear. An opinion on financial statement. Okay. On financial statements. Auditor does not bother about beyond the financial statements. Okay. Our responsibility limited to financial statements. Okay. In order to provide an opinion on financial statements, we will check certain things. Okay. Clearly keep this point in your mind. Auditor's responsibilities in relation to only financial statements. Okay. In order to provide an opinion on financial statements, because our objective is related to the financial statement. In order to provide an opinion on financial statements, if we need to check other aspects, we will check. It doesn't mean we should provide opinion on other aspects. Okay. If we need things related to financial statements, while they are performing audit procedures, if we need to check those things, we will check. It doesn't mean we should provide opinion on those other aspects. Our focus only on financial statements. Clear? Provide an opinion. We should give an opinion. To whom? To whom? Shareholder. About what? Financial statements. Whether financial statements are free from material misstatements. One of the way words here, highlight material misstatements. Okay. Free from material misstatements. What is mean by material misstatements? Hereafter, you can't say big misstatements, small misstatements, huge misstatements. Like those words you can't use. Material misstatements. Simple question I will ask. Okay. How the financial prepare? How the financial statements? Last quote. How the prepare the financial statements? How the? Okay, counter. Overall, then Koda Kati name, Mercantile, fine. Overall, account, company, account division, key what is la passing ocean? What is passing percent about it? Overall, account division, company account division at Tiran? You know, not the whole amount of record economy. What a job maker? HR in the marketing. Econo job money. A job it and the current condition of those. Okay. Audit. Audit 3. Mercantile. Overall, the accounts section, the finance department, in key the Nikin. Anything. You got the journal on again. Kidanikin. That. Park. Follow for it. One man show accountant, finance controller, finance manager, account assistant. Because structure again, you know, some other account executive, accountant, account executive, account assistant, take exceptional cases. Up came out 8 people are there. Overall, company accounts prepare it is faster. Like full year के मेरे को नहीं करनी April 1st in the la 31st March वाला का एक महीने करनी मेरा बड़ा plan account वाले नहीं करनी entries pass करना sales दाना sales entries देना entries thousand of entries are there from April 1st onwards March 31st account से गिवर करना है common May ये ना May month का तारा के ना altogether, let's say somewhere around 12 months, roughly 12-13 months, you will take to complete the accounts. Okay. How many people are involved? 10. How many days you took? More than 365 days. Overlong, itana karapu itself better. Or just there those like you come check on the Pulan. About a minute, karna bad. Karna Pulan. then how we can check entire accounts? We can't check. For that, auditors will check only material accounts. What is material? How we can compute material? Those things we will discuss later. Here we are responsible only for material misstatements. If accounts department makes any mistakes in relation to 1,000 rupees or 100 rupees, those are not our responsibility. Okay, we will give opinion only about material misstatements. Whether these financial statements contain material misstatements or not. Not misstatements. If we say misstatements, even 1 rupee also will be included. Okay. Material means we have separate calculation how to determine material. Okay, that we will discuss later. Keep this point in your mind. And some wallpaper make important. This is the important thing. These words are important. You are providing opinion only on financial statements and material misstatement. I have not mentioned misstatements. If I mention misstatements, single rupee also misstatement. Here material. How? What is mean by material? How material amount can be determined? Those we will come later. At the planning we will discuss. Here, this is our main objective. Fine. Primary objective. The objective of an audit of financial statements to enable the auditor express an opinion on whether the financial statements are prepared in all material respects. What are they meaning? Okay, whether financial statements are prepared in all material respects in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. What are the framework we have? What are the accounting framework we have in Sri Lanka? What are the financial reporting framework we have in Sri Lanka? Full IFRS. Full IFRS normal terms again. What else? SLFRS for SME. Now they got here. SLFRS for small entities. Okay. Small entities criteria. Another one, NGO non-profit organizations standard up here. Okay, whatever the 4 standards are there. So, right here we don't need to memorize these things, but our standards are there. Just understand the objective. Whether financial statements are material, free from material misstatements. Whether financial statements are prepared in all material respects in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. Why we should mention applicable financial reporting framework? You see, that's the criteria. Whether these financial statements have been prepared based on the financial reporting criteria or not. Accounting standard make prepare so this is the primary objective. But we have secondary objective also. Okay. Mention here, this is primary objective. This is primary objective. Secondary objectives. Secondary objectives. We have other objectives also. That's why I told while we are performing audit procedures in relation to financial statements, we should consider other aspects also. whatever factors related to the financial statements, that factors also we should consider. But we don't have any objective or responsible to give opinion on some that things. Okay. While we are performing the audit procedures, if we come across any issues in relation to other areas, those weaknesses must be communicated to the management. Okay. What are those other secondary objectives? Non-compliance. Non-compliances. Should be communicated. Okay. If any frauds are deducted, that should be communicated. The third one. Provide suggestions to business improvements. Okay, so these are the byproducts. So these are the secondary objective of auditors. If we notice while we are doing the audit procedures, if we notice any non-compliances, those non-compliances should be communicated to the board of directors. If any frauds are detected, that should be communicated. Provide any suggestions to business improvements. So it is not objectives, objective, okay? Should be objective. Clear? You can't say objectives, only one objective, that is whether you should give an opinion whether financial statements of different material mistakes. Secondary objectives, detect, prevent and source and errors, advise to the directors on how to run the business, identify non-compliances. Okay? Secondary objective, detect and prevent fraud and errors, advise to directors on how to run the business, identify non-compliances. Okay, fine. So with that, objective is over. So now we can directly discuss about our step 1. So this brief introductions part is over. Okay, brief introduction part is over. Assurance also we have discussed, and audit objective also we discussed. So now we can directly jump to step 1. From here onwards, step by step, we can discuss. What is the first step in audit? What is our first step? What is our first step? What are the 4 steps available in the audit? Appointment of auditor and agreeing the terms. Second, planning and risk assessment. Third, audit process and audit evidences. Fourth, audit report. It's the process. It's the make one in going here. Level 1 ඉගෙන ගත්තා මේක තමයි. Level 2 එකෙන් ඉගෙන ගත්තත් ඒක තමයි. CA එකෙන් තේම තමයි. SC එකෙන් ඒක තමයි. ග්‍රේඩ් එක කරවත් ඉගෙන ගත්තත් තේම තමයි. ඒක process එක මාරු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Method of testing questions only will be changed. Concepts also won't be changed. Primary object එක මාරු වෙනවා. Level 2 එකට ගියාම primary object එක මාරු වෙනවා. It's like that. Same concept, but method of testing questions will be changed. Okay. Fine. Now, appointment of auditor, I'm not going to touch. Okay, that's also small area, but I'm not touch. Just assume shareholders have been appointed. Sorry, shareholders have appointed auditor. That part is over. Okay. Now, and one more thing, I want to give my map for internal controls. No, I will give next class. So audit, I won't give separate mind map. Okay, because it's the last area. I'm not going to give separate mind map. But each and every sub content we are discussing, at that point I will give mind map kind of thing. Then you can notice, down those things in your notes. That's short form. Okay. First one, objective we learn now. Auditor also appointed. Auditor also appointed. Now, after appointment of auditor, what is the first step auditor should take? That is, first of all, he should agree the terms and conditions with the party. I will complete. Okay. First one. Agreeing the terms. So agree the terms. Okay. Here you have several topics. Three conditions. Okay, these are the topics we are going to discuss. Three conditions. Second one, engagement letter. On the engagement letter, we have two subjects, two topics. Mandatory contents and additional contents. Third one, recurring audits. Fourth one, so these are the four main topics we are going to discuss These are the main four topics we are going to discuss under admin terms concept. Okay. Preconditions, engagement letter contents, which means engagement letter, recurring audits, and accept the changes in terms. Okay. Four topics we are going to discuss one by one. Okay. First of all, I want to ask one question. Now, auditor has been appointed. Fine. Now, auditor should put an agreement with whom? Auditor has been appointed by whom? Now, auditor should start his work. And he should achieve its primary objective. What's the objective? To provide an opinion about financial statements. Whether financial statements are free from material misstatements. That opinion he should give. In order to provide that opinion, he should do certain work. Okay? Without performing the work, he can't provide an opinion. No. So now, as a first step, immediately after appointment, as a first step, auditor should put an agreement with whom? Only three parties. Auditor. Other two are shareholder and board of directors. Out of these two people, with whom auditor should put an agreement? Shareholder auditor shareholder board of directors Alvara Monori in the cup, taking a cup, Monori Sonone, shareholders, board of directors, why board of directors? Other side, board of directors, it means management, okay. Why? What is the objective? What is objective? Regularly, I will ask. What is auditor's objective? Provide an opinion on financial statements, whether financial statements are free from material mistakes. Provide an opinion on financial statements. Who prepares this financial statement? Board of directors. With whom you are going to work? Who should provide evidence to support those figures? Board of directors. You are going to work with them. Then you should put agreement with them. That's a concept. That's a logic. Shareholder take agreement because you are going to work with board of directors. You are going to evaluate their product, whether that product is free from material misstatement or not. Then, in order to evaluate that product, that financial statement, you need evidences. They only should give evidence to you. Then you should work with them during 1 month or 2 months period. Then you should put agreement with them. Clear? Take concept clear? First point. Auditor should have an agreement with board of directors. Okay. That is okay. Agreement. Then what is meant by preconditions? Technical word I have here. What is meant by preconditions? Agreement is clear. What are the things must be included? Those things we will discuss on the second topic, engagement letters. What is meant by preconditions? Technical word, precondition game. Better the technical word not word take memory preconditions, material statement. The words take memory can but concept take a day-to-day life again concept. Okay. Robots and only one problem is audit is new to you. That's the only thing. If you get familiar with audit, then it will be easy. Okay. That's the only. According to my concern, audit is new subject to it. Okay. That's the only minus point. So if you learn these terminologies and in logical manner, then this is nothing. Okay. That's my suggestion. So what is mean by precondition? Simple. Then we can go like 11:30. So you want to rent a building. So sorry, rent a house in Bellotto. Okay, now you're searching and you found a house based on your requirements. Fine. So 11:30, okay, 11:15 you found a house. Clear? Example clear? You found a house in Bellotto area 11:30. That house is within your requirement and rent also okay for you. Then you are satisfied with that house. Now you want to get that house for rent. 11:15 you found the house. 12 p.m. agreement is another. Corner take. Down 9. Yes, down 9 is one. Okay. 11:15 you found house and by 11:30 or 12 p.m. you don't put any agreement with it. But you will fix the house. You will fix the house. Before fixing the house for you, certain things you will communicate with him and agree. What are things? Yeah, how much advance I should pay? 6 months or 1 year. Whether car parking is there or not. Then whether water meters are separate or not. Likewise, certain basic things we have to discuss with him and we have to agree. Then only we will shift the goods, shift the household items, and after that only we will put the agreement. Sometimes before you go into the house, you will put the agreement, but not immediately. Within 1 hour, you don't put the agreement. Okay. But certain things you will discuss with him and you will agree. Right? How much advance? If any minor repairs happen, who will take care of that one? And major repairs happen, who will take care? Whether car parking is there. Likewise, five things we will, 5 basic things we will discuss with him and you will agree. Clear? That is called preconditions. Before you enter into the agreement, some basic things you will discuss with him and you will agree. Then only you will move on to agreement. Clear? So likewise, in auditing also, auditor should agree certain things before signing the agreement. Okay? Before signing the agreement. Those things called preconditions. If auditor and management agree these conditions only, auditor will accept this engagement and he will prepare the engagement letter and both parties will sign the engagement letter. What are those precondition things? Okay. If you want to take a house for rent, you will discuss certain matters. Rent, advance, car parking, such things. Okay. So likewise, in audit also, certain elements must be discussed, certain factors must be discussed before signing the engagement letter. Those things are preconditions. What are those precondition things? Okay. First one, applicable financial reporting framework. Financial reporting framework. Okay. First, we should discuss with the management and that finance statements must be prepared based on the applicable financial reporting framework. What are the applicable financial reporting framework in the Sri Lankan concept? I have already told 4. SLFRS, SLFRS for SME, SLFRS for SC, and non-profit organization related things. That's not a exact word. Word is something lengthy word. So statement of recommended practice, likewise it will come. So just for your understanding purpose, just remember both standard is NGO and NPO, non-profit organization related standard. So within this financial reporting framework only, they should use. Sri Lanka accounts like a gap standard එකකින් prepare කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? gap එකක් තියෙනවනේ. You know no? ඒ standard එකකින් prepare කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? You can't prepare. So first of all, you should agree with the management before signing the agreement whether if you use applicable financial reporting framework to prepare the financial statement or not. Okay, that is first one. Second one, management responsibilities. Auditor and management should agree the management responsibilities first. Okay, what are the management responsibilities? First of all, financial statement must be prepared based on the applicable financial reporting framework. Second one, management responsibilities must be agreed in advance before signing the agreement. Okay, what are those management responsibilities? I have not written that in detailed format. Management responsibilities must be agreed. Okay, must be agreed. That's the meaning. And you have the detailed meaning. Management responsibilities must be agreed. What are those management responsibilities? First one, financial statement preparation. In accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. Okay. Key point, financial statement preparation. Financial statement must be prepared by the management. Okay. If management says, no, we can't prepare the financial statement, then auditor should not accept the engagement. Okay. First point, preconditions. What is meant by preconditions? Certain things must be agreed before signing the agreement. Now we are discussing what are those conditions, what are those things. First one, financial statements must be prepared based on applicable financial reporting framework. Okay. Second one, we have to agree, auditor should agree with the management and both parties should agree management responsibilities. Okay. If management undertakes this responsibility only, auditor will undertake the same. Okay. Financial statement preparation is management responsibility, not auditor's responsibility. Okay. Our responsibility only audit the financial statements, not preparation of financial statements. Okay. That responsibility is with management. Management should agree, yes, we can prepare the financial statements accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. It means like applicable financial reporting framework. I don't have enough space. That's why I use short form. Applicable financial reporting framework. Clear? They should agree. First of all, they should agree. We can prepare the financial statement. Second one, internal controls, management responsibilities must be agreed. One of the management responsibility is internal controls in relation to financial statements preparation. Management should take that responsibility. We are the responsible person for internal controls in relation to financial statement preparation. What are the types of internal control? What are the types of internal controls? In two aspects we discuss. What is the first type of internal control? First aspect. What is the first aspect? Here it over and what are the now? Yes. Under aspect one, first aspect, how many types we have? What's the under aspect one, how many types we have? 3. What are those? Financial, operational, compliance. So here, internal controls in relation to finance statement preparation means generally financial control. Okay, generally financial controls. Internal controls in relation to finance statement preparation are responsible with management. Management should take care. Management should agree. These internal controls responsibilities with us. Okay, if they agree only, we can accept. But we can accept this audit engagement. Third one, I will write here. Third one, management should provide management should provide access to auditors. Management should provide access to auditors to verify all documents and information. Which are related to audit. Management should provide access to auditors to verify all documents and information which are related to audit. Without any restriction. Okay, without any restriction, management should give access. Then audit verify करना documents verify करना audit वे document एक मॉडल देने हैं. मैं आप डिस्कस करना आप allow करना है. ये वाली restrictions लाना बैठे. ये वाली restrictions लाना वाला management Islam here no need. Without auditors, they will not accept the audit. These 4 things, okay? These 4, what are those 4? Applicable financial reporting framework. Management responsibilities must be agreed in terms of preparation of financial statements, internal controls related to the financial preparation, financial statement preparation, and access of information. These 4 criteria must be, these 4 points must be discussed and agreed with the management before entering into the agreement. Okay, if these 4 things are satisfied, these things are okay for the auditor, then they can put the engagement letter in written form. So now we can discuss preconditions. Okay, preconditions. This engagement letter, agreeing the terms, auditing standard is 210. You don't need to remember auditing standard. Okay. One thing you should remember, I have given in the auditing standard templates also in the first page. One thing you should understand, like accounting standard, audit also will be conducted. Audit also is conducted based on the auditing standard guidelines. Okay. Like accounting standard, we have accounting standard audit, LK 16 from LKS, and it's a lot of LKS we have no accounting standard. SLFRS also we have. SLFR 15, SLFR 16, 17, 18 also coming soon. And likewise, based on that guidelines, accounts are prepared. Likewise, auditors also should comply with auditing standard. Auditing standards have given guidelines to auditors how to perform. So likewise, here also, this agreeing the terms. Okay, this agreeing the terms after appointment, we should agree the terms. This agreeing the terms will be covered this auditing standard. You don't need to remember the auditing standard number. Okay, you just understand. Audit also we have guidelines. That guidelines are given through auditing standards. Agreeing the terms of audit engagement. An audit can only be accepted. Audit can only be accepted or continue. Okay, it's ongoing audit continue. If the preconditions for audit are present. Okay, what are those preconditions? The financial reporting framework is acceptable. Acceptable financial reporting framework. Okay. Obtain management's agreement that it acknowledges and understands its responsibilities for the following. Management responsibilities. In simple form, management responsibilities must be agreed in advance. What are those responsibilities? Preparing the finance statements in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. Internal control that is necessary to enable the preparation of finance statements which are free from material misstatement. Internal controls responsibilities with management. What type of internal controls? Internal controls which are related to the finance statement preparation. Notes again structure. Understand concept internal controls which are related to the finance statement preparation. That responsibility is with management. Finally, providing the auditor with access to all information. Management should provide access to auditor to verify all the information and all. They can't put in simple term, we can say they can't put any restriction to access information by auditor. Okay. Here, altogether for you must understand and you must remember these things. This is most important one. Okay. Not only this, others also important, but pass another memory by heart karla. Understand karla. No, understand karla. By heart karla understand karla. Understand karla. May wordings use for no maker. Mama care na mono wordings use for no compulsory. For those words, you have to use the same word. You can't use replacement. But here, without changing the concept, you can write by using your own words. The first point, what's the concept? Applicable financial reporting framework. Second part, preparation of financial statement is management responsibility in accordance with financial reporting framework. Applicable financial reporting framework. Second one, internal controls in relation to the financial statement preparation. That responsibility is with management. They should agree that part. Third one, all the information access and document access must be given to the auditor. They can't put any restriction. Okay. If you add that word also, it's okay. I have not included that word, restriction part. Without any restriction, management should give all the information access. If you write like that, that's also you will be able to get the marks. No issue. Okay. So meaning you can't change. Words you can change. Okay. But specifically, I will take what are the words you can't change, like material mistake, you can't change here. Okay. So that I will emphasize then and there. But concept, without changing the concept, you can use your own words. Okay. Otherwise, you can't buy out all these things. This is the theory part. You can't buy out all this concept word by word. Only one logic. Without change the concept, you can use your own words. Okay. With that, we will conclude today. I have uploaded second set of questions also today. 9 questions related to business process. Write that one. From next class onward, we will do 3-4 questions. Okay. What about assignment? Other deadline. 7th or 13th May. Okay. Don't worry about this deadline time. If you upload today, it will show 2 days overdue or something. No. Within 2 days means 1 or 2 days. Within 1 plus hours it will show. Okay. 2 days के लिए 11:59 that means तो 13 11:59 आ रही नहीं तो what और upload करना what if any assignments are more than 2 days then problem. If you upload when you upload it will show 1 day and hours. ये मतलब show करनी है. ये बच्चे को प्रश्न आंकन है. होमवर्क एक्सटेंशन नहीं है नहीं प्रश्न आंकन करने का. But if you upload tomorrow you will your marks will be reduced. Okay. Before 11:59 you have to upload. Pages are one more thing. I have got certain inquiries about pages. I have given only 17 pages. If you have more, you just put into the annexes. Okay. Annexes count 9. Annexes paging count in 9. Okay. You can put it to the annexes. That also I will read. No issue. Okay. But main contents must be included within 17 pages. If you have more pages, you have few more pages, 5 or 6, 5 or 3 to 5 pages, you can put into the annex. Okay. Okay. Our pending nanny.